Tactic to prevent takeovers, the poison pill, right? So we have the poison pill. A poison pill is a defense strategy used by the directors of a public company to prevent activist investors, competitors, or other would-be acquirers to take control of the company. Poison pills are executed by buying up large amounts of its stock. These effectively block the accumulation of a company's outstanding shares. Companies promise to distribute additional free or heavily discounted shares to all existing shareholders, which dilutes the shares so outsiders can't take over the company by purchasing a controlling amount of shares. So you'll see that with offerings with and whatnot, especially on lower float companies. So if somebody comes in on a low float and buys a lot of shares, especially in a penny stock, the board members of the company might see that as a threat because they don't want to lose controlling power of their own company. So they might run extra offerings, which in turn lessens the value of the stock price. But they at least are able to keep control because it keeps that accumulator under the controlling threshold. The poison pill tactic has been around since the 1980s. It was when it was devised by a New York law firm, Wachtell, Lipton, Rosen, and Katz, amid a wave of hostile takeovers and greenmail attempts by corporate raiders since rebranded as activist investors. All right. The courts have ruled that poison pills are a legitimate defense against such attempts to circumvent a company's board's prerogatives. It's just a defense mechanism. So the people in current power, the CEOs, the board directors, the founders can keep control without someone coming in, having different ideals, trying to change things around. Now, that's not necessarily saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just a tactic used in stock market, strategy, warfare, the game itself. And so there were some examples of poison pills in the past, in the last couple of years. Twitter, X, there was a poison pill put on because Elon Musk was, eventually he bought out the company, but, they just started to dilute the company so it wouldn't happen when it was going to. Papa John's happened in 2018. The founder, the founder of the company, John, he had 30% of the company already locked up, but he was trying to take over more control. Now, he wasn't in a controlling position with that 30%, but the board of directors said, if you go over your threshold of 30%, we will dilute the stock. And, he didn't want to do that to himself because that lessens the stock price value. Same thing happened with Netflix in 2012. So it does happen pretty frequently. If somebody tries to come in and change things around, the board of directors, the CEO might say, hey, that's not going to happen. Now, in regards to some gematria, it's very interesting because there's a lot of money numbers that pop up for this. The poison pill equals 137 in English ordinal. We know the importance of 137, the 33rd prime. We have 56 in the reduction cipher. We have 133 in the reverse ordinal, and we have 52 in reverse reduction. So across the board, very powerful numbers. The 137, the 56, the 133, the 52. In a lot of cases, a lot of money numbers, a lot of control numbers. The poison pill at the bottom, some more gematria. The poison pill, legal in Delaware, equals 137 in English reduction. Now, there's a lot of companies that are incorporated in Delaware due to their specific business rules and legalities. A little bit more flexible, and the tax codes are a little bit different. So if you notice, a lot of corporations are incorporated in Delaware for reasons like the poison pill and other things. A poison pill in the stock market gets used to stop takeover attempts from unwanted investors equals 330 in English reduction. The NY law firm of Wachtell, Lipton, Rosen, and Katz were the founders of poison pill equals 333 English reduction. So you see the power right there. When they came up with this idea in the 80s, it changed the game. So that's why you have that 333 there. Very powerful. And another 333 in reduction. Poison pills in stock market hurt float and prevent takeover attempts by unwanted investors. 333 English reduction. Again, highly important. If you have a company that you started, and when you go into the public markets, you're selling shares of that company, so it's not totally yours anymore. You just have a percentage. But if you want to keep that controlling percentage, you might have to use a poison pill if someone tries to take in and what you started. So again, very common defense stratagem by companies to protect themselves.